Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we are going to be going over the best Skyblock websites and tools that you have to use right now because they are really excellent and you're just missing out if you're not using them. So let's get into it. But before we get fully into it, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 3,000 subscribers as it's in my name and every little bit helps, so please subscribe and let's get into the video. So let's start off with the first tool, which is the most obvious one, and that's sky.lea.moe or Sky.shiiyu.moe or Skycrypt. And it's a fantastic stat tracker. It tracks your stats, tracks your dungeons, tracks skills, all the stuff like that you want to know, slayers, basically everything that's like super useful information that you can get by going into the skills menu or by calling Maddox, you can find on Sky.shiiyu.moe, as well as stuff like your bank balance, last time you've logged on a Skyblock. It's really helpful for tracking your co-op or stacks, or looking at YouTuber stats or looking at famous player stats and stuff you want to check out for like dungeon parties or stuff. Of course, there are mods that do this in game, but if you're not in game, it's very useful to just be able to look at anyone's stats live and on the go. Another really good one is hypixel.inventivetalent.org, and this one has event timers, a complete Skyblock calendar for when you're not in game, and a few other useful features for event tracking. And this is very useful if you want to know, for example, when the next Jerry event is, so that you can time it on your schedule and stuff like that, so that you can do that really easily without having to spend lots of time and go in and log into the game, because for some people, booting up the game is a bit of a hassle. Like for me, it takes about 5 minutes because I've got to like open the launcher and then start the game, and then it's got to load all my mods and stuff like that. It just takes time, and it's more useful to just be able to see it at a moment's notice to see whether it's time to actually log on and do that event. Another useful one is BazaarTracker.com or Stonks.gg. Stonks.gg is actually an official mini-clone website, but at the time of recording, it is unfortunately down. According to the Cloudflare error that it gets, the host is not working. So, I mean, maybe it'll come back up by the time this video actually gets published. So, it's, of course, in the description with all these other ones, but it's down right now, and Bazaar Tracker is also quite good. Bazaar Tracker is one of the things that I've highlighted in recent videos. It's got, like, top things to Bazaar Flip and stuff like that, so check out my latest video on Bazaar Flipping if you want to see how that works and how to properly use those statistics, and if not, just try it out. It's pretty intuitive, so you should be able to learn it pretty quickly. And Stonks.gg just has graphs for the price of things and other items, which is very, very, very useful. Another useful one is Hypixel-Leaderboard Center.com, and this is really useful for tracking exact leaderboards such as guilds and catacombs. For example, you can look on there and it shows you exactly like the weight of players. It can tell you what catacombs level they are, what their skill levels are, and you can just sort by those useful statistics, and it's just cool to see who has the most of which XP and stuff like that, and it can be really interesting to look at. For example, that's where a lot of people are tracking the race to Catacombs 50. And another website that's really useful for leaderboards and random stats is skyblock.matdos.dev. If I'm butchering these names, let me know in the comments. I'm really not sure how to pronounce them. But this website has a lot of useful features. It's got leaderboards just like the other one, but it's also got a bunch more tools. Personally, I prefer other websites for these tools as they're a lot more refined, but you could like them, and if you do, well, try it out. It's pretty nice. And it's got some interesting leaderboards as well, and it's got a lot more random leaderboards like highest kills, highest deaths, stuff like that. Stuff that you wouldn't see on websites like Senather.com. And a big honorable mention is Hytrack.me. It's a really cool site, especially if you want to watch Skyblock or Hypixel crash, because it just goes straight down and it looks really funny. But it lets you see where people are on Hypixel and where people are specifically on Skyblock or in specific game modes. For example, on Skyblock, it'll tell you which island they're on and stuff like that. And it's just really cool to see which Hypixel game is doing the best, and for Skyblock, which mode is doing the best. For example, you can see when tons of people enter the Dark Auction, or if tons of people are doing dungeons, and that can help you detect whether things are lagging and not, and see why that is. For example, during the Dante event, a lot more people were in the hub, whereas during, like, dungeon things, people will be playing dungeons. So, if you did enjoy this video, I would really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. I'm going a lot faster now on this route, wow. And I had a great time looking up the things for this video because I found it actually really useful, and a lot of things in this video I actually use myself. So, if you do want to look into these sites, all of their links are in the description, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.